I'm not sure very many words are needed to connect the Franciscan tradition to mission as peacemaking. It seems to me that Francis' whole life after his conversion was about peacemaking. Peacemaking in very specific, concrete ways, building right relationships with other people, with people who were marginalized by his society, lepers and others, building right relationships with creation. I think that what has become clearer and clearer to me over the last decade or so has been the ways in which the work for peace, the work for social justice and inclusion of all people at the table, and the work for ecological integrity are woven together. They're just not separable in a way that I think sometimes we try to make them separate. And I think that the Franciscan tradition holds that very well and really owns that integration. I think that Francis' particular ministry of presence and accompaniment, of being with people who were excluded from society, is a very strong characteristic of peacemaking as it needs to be done in our times. His willingness to cross borders, to understand others, people who now are, we are being told are enemies because they're other, they're different. Francis made the effort to find out who they were, to build a relationship with them. I think the story, we probably all think about the story of Francis' journey to meet with the Sultan during the Crusade as the sort of moment of peacemaking, and that is certainly true. It was going into another culture to try to understand what about that culture was gift. And I think he also promoted a very radical kind of nonviolence that was very inspiring, and I think in all of the ways that Francis was a peacemaker, whether it was with creation, building a relationship that was remarkable with, the sun and the moon and the stars and the birds and that has everything to do with what it means to make peace in these times where we've come to a place in the human journey where we think that the rest of creation is just there for us to exploit, and as scarcity looms in one direction or another, our inclination to go to war over those resources is pretty obvious.